Stories in today's video. 1. Update. I, 38F, think my marriage to my husband, 42M, is over. I need help. 2. 5-year update. Me, 44M, with my sister, 50F, 44 years duration, got a painful message from her regarding my professional behavior as a substitute K-12 teacher and don't know how to respond. Long. 3. Update 2. I, 22M, suspect something between my girlfriend, 22F, and my friend, 21M. We all live together. Am I imagining things? Original. While my original post didn't get a ton of feedback, I thought I'd update. About a month after I posted, I asked him for a separation. He agreed. I moved out and I've got my own place now. I thought maybe moving out would be the wake-up call that was needed to save the marriage, but it wasn't. However, it turned out to be the best thing for all of us. We share custody of our children, and they transitioned to public school and are doing very, very well. I'm doing pretty well, too. It's been hard, and there have been a lot of ups and downs, but it's been worth it. We're all so much happier now, and my ex and I are working really well together to co-parent our kids and we're even friends. We'll always be there for each other, but we're better off apart. Not the happy ending that I was hoping for, but a happy ending nonetheless. The front page r/Reddit thread inspired me to follow up here. Here's my original post from 5 years. The discussion was really helpful, and at one point I had my therapist read that thread. Thanks to everyone who chimed in. Since that post, I have not been in contact with my sister, except for incidentally at a few family events, where we had minimal interaction. My other family is conflicted, but they seem to understand that neither of us wants to be in each other's lives anymore, despite them wanting us both in theirs. I've worked on this issue specifically in therapy, which has helped me develop some insight into those messages. Next year I will be as old as my sister was when she wrote me those abusive messages. There were a few follow-up messages I didn't include in the original post. I don't regret cutting her out. I do regret having had a toxic person for a sibling. Looking back, I recognize that her over-the-top email was part of a few lifelong behavioral patterns. I realized that basically, despite our biological similarities and having been raised in the same household, we are simply not compatible people. I hope one day she will develop her own insight, recognize her abusive behavior patterns, and reach out to try to repair or re-establish a relationship with me. But I'm not holding my breath for this to happen, and I'm not interested in reaching out to ask her if she'll consider trying to improve things. Not having her in my life in the years since has actually improved the quality of my life. There's been a lot of unnecessary drama and hard feelings that I'd been used to having to handle that I simply don't with her gone. At this point I anticipate only seeing her at a few more funerals. Would have been nice to have a good relationship with a sibling, but I do not have that with her and I don't believe I ever will. **TLDR***. Cut abusive person out and life has improved. Edit. I am humbled by your responses. Your support has moved me to grateful tears. Your perspectives, today and years ago, have really helped me to power through a pretty difficult experience. Update. You wonderful mother *CKERS. Between the comments to both posts and my inbox I have an immense collection of personalized pep talks, which I am referring to whenever I feel down, admittedly, a lot these days. I got advice, stories from all sorts of people, married, single, old, young. Wow, I never thought the internet would bring me this level of support. I just want you guys to know that by just typing up some comments you have made a very real difference in someone's life. Gotta say it feels a little strange receiving 6 Reddit gold and making it to r best of just for sharing the worst day of my life, haha. I got a lot of messages urging me to join Redpill. This experience has soured my view of Alexis. Not women in general. I got some messages saying I write too well and this is obviously made up. I have 2 words for you, I wish. A clarification on the last update. I wasn't clear about what I see when I walked in. They weren't literally F***C King, they were just sitting on the couch with a deer in headlights look that was incredibly incriminating and they both went quiet. It was just obviously not a, hey, guess who dropped by, situation. Anyways, onto the update. I've been extremely busy with the semester ending and I took the majority's advice to bury my head in work. I've spent a lot of time at the library because Alexis never goes there. In the process of posting the last update, I realized how dumb it was that I hadn't contacted Derek and Brooke with my side. I screenshotted the text from the cool neighbor, Will. Side note, all names have been changed except Mark because F*CKU Mark. Within the minute, Derek was BL*wing up my phone with calls and texts that made it very apparent he didn't know anything. At the same time, Alexis was sending texts begging me to meet up with her. I was feeling miserable and sent back a single text to Derek saying I wasn't feeling up to talking, then put my phone away for the night. In the morning I got a text saying to meet him at my favorite restaurant for dinner and drinks on him, assuring me that no one would be there, not even Brooke. I haven't had any appetite since everything went down, but the offer meant a lot and I really did want to see him, so I decided to go after CL*SSES. I got to the restaurant first and I had my heart in my throat worrying that Alexis would somehow be there, but she wasn't. Derek came up to me and gave me a big hug and opened with, "Dude, what the F***CK?" So here's where SH*T gets a bit crazy and dramatic. A lot of you suggested that Brooke might side with Alexis or had been covering up for her the whole time. I wasn't so sure, because while she is closer to Alexis, her and I have been friends for a bit longer. According to Derek, as soon as he told Brooke, she was absolutely furious. In his words, "I sort of wanted to bitch Alexis out, but Brooke took care of that, and then some." Remember how I said Alexis came from a conservative small town? Her parents had no idea that we were living together and she constantly stressed that they couldn't know or they'd cut her off financially. They liked me enough to be polite, but they were constantly worried a relationship would distract her from school and didn't want her getting pregnant or whatever. Derek said that Brooke demanded Alexis pack her things and find a new place or she'd call up her parents and tell them everything. Derek told me that later that night Alexis was sitting in the living room hugging a sweater I'd left behind and wailing at the top of her lungs that her life was over when Brooke yelled from her bedroom, "Well, maybe you shouldn't have F***CKED Mark then." Imagining that moment was kind of funny. Brooke's always been a very no-nonsense girl with a hot temper, but I definitely didn't expect this. It was extremely touching that she took the cheating that seriously. During that dinner, all my fears that I'd lost my friends were completely washed away and I was able to choke down a few pieces of sushi. When we left dinner, Derek promised to let me know when Alexis was gone so I could move back in. I declined his offer, because even if she does move out, everything in that apartment reminds me of her, including Derek and Brooke too, Alexis and Mark probably F***CKED in my room, so I really don't want to sleep in it. 3. In the current emotional state I'm in, I don't want to be third-wheeling a happy couple, even though I'm sure they'd be considerate. He understood my points but said to let him know if I changed my mind, because Brooke and Alexis's friendship seems to be pretty over. This week has been pretty uneventful, but I keep having to dodge Alexis. Luckily, I'm in an undergraduate program that only has 60 students, so we have a lot of our CL*SSES together. I asked 2 friends to keep an eye out for her after giving them a SparkNotes of the story, and started showing up to CL*SS at the last minute. As far as I know, she only waited outside of one of my CL*SSES. I got a text saying, "Bitch has been spotted in front of CL*SS room. Waterworks in progress. Proceed with caution." I ended up skipping the CL*SS, because I didn't know if she was going to leave and I really didn't want to risk it. Later that night she sent me a really long Facebook message explaining everything from the beginning and it sort of made me sick to read. I contemplating not reading it, but once I opened it I just had to. She said that he'd been flirty with her in the halls. As I mentioned before, he would say inappropriate sh*t to both girls, and she tried to be friendly back, but it must have come off as flirting because he kissed her mid-sentence one day. She said she felt guilty that she led him on, and that guilt prevented her from shooting him down in future advances because she felt like it was her fault it happened and she has trouble saying no. She said they'd only slept together 3 times and she hated it. He had pushed her into it, not rape, but idk I never said yes either, and she was going to end it during the conversation I walked in on. She said she understood if I needed some time and some space, but that she'd do absolutely anything to make it right, and would spend the rest of her life making it up to me by treating me like a king. I'd never have to cook, clean or do my laundry again. Give me full access to her phone and P***s swords. She even suggested we install Life 360, an app that allows you to track someone's location through their phone, so I would know where she is at all times. Asterisk cut off all contact with Mark and all her male friends, just for good measure, I guess. Asterisk makeup s asterisk x whenever I wanted. Yeah, that sounds like a healthy relationship, right? I didn't answer. I kind of wanted to keep her on Facebook and watch the sh*t show unfold. She was posting dramatic statuses and song lyrics about mistakes, forgiveness and some from our song, but I know how I am. I don't want to compulsively check her page or go through old photos. So I blocked her. Derek sent me a text a few hours later saying, she's crying and screaming about you blocking her lol. In happier news, the family I'm staying with is fantastic. I felt a little guilty about taking up their space, electricity, etc. So I offered to put down rent and pay for some bills. I am unemployed but my family gives me a decent allowance for rent and food, but they declined. The dad said, first month's free. If you need more time here then we'll talk about it. And winked. My friend was telling me that they have hosted his and his sister's troubled friends so it wasn't a big deal. Still, I'm unbelievably grateful. As for Will, awesome neighbor, I called him to thank him for everything. I wasn't up to inviting him for dinner just yet, but I will. He apologized profusely. He says he can't stand Mark, not just for what he did with Alexis but various other things that I won't go into. He told me that Mark has been unusually quiet the past few days and told another one of the guys that he had gotten dumped. Whatever. I don't want to think about it. So that's really all I have for you guys. I'm still going to be friends with Derek and Brooke but I'm going to limit my contact with them because they remind me of Alexis so much. I sent Brooke a message thanking her for kicking Alexis out and she said she'd do it regardless of whether or not I move back in. She's going to give me a heads up on when Alexis is gone so I can get the rest of my things. In the meantime I'm spending a lot of time studying, applying to grad schools, and hanging out with the guy I'm living with. Earlier this week I posted onto my university's Facebook group searching for roommates for next semester and I already have a few replies. I'm going to wait until after finals to tell my parents about the situation because my mom asks a million questions about everything and I'm not in the mood to answer them. Again, thank you for all the messages. I didn't not expect this level of attention and while it has made me a bit paranoid someone will recognize the story from the details. F***ck it I needed the support. IF***C King love you guys. **TLDR***. Brooke is kicking Alexis out and Derek is still my buddy.